ho, ho, ho.
Captain's log. We're lost in deep space on a mysterious, unknown space station known only as Halcyon 6. We don't know what we're going to do next. We don't know how to get home. We don't even know if the Federation still exists. We've lost all contact. We're stuck. In need of great help. Luckily, I'm the man for the job. I'm the man who stepped up. I'm the man who shat in the toilet and then declared Captain's log.
Sad how entertained you were by that little joke, weren't you?
Yes, indeed. I was very entertained by that very silly joke.
So this is Halcyon 6. And as discussed, this little base in the middle here, that is Halcyon 6. It's not in the middle anymore, but it doesn't have to be in the middle. It just is currently in the middle. Do you want to start again? No, we're in here now. We're stuck in here now. Halcyon 6 Station. This ancient alien starbase was discovered and claimed by the Terran Federation almost 5 years ago. Operating outside the bounds of galactic treaties and sanctioned Terran territory, the mission is highly classified, with only a handful of higher-up Terran Federation officials even knowing about it. So what is this game? You may already know. It is sort of a kind of buildy. I mean, this bit actually is very reminiscent of XCOM, if you've ever played XCOM. But essentially, we've been stranded here. Nobody really knows what's happened to the Terrans. You joined me sort of partway through the campaign of this game, and we're just having to make do and mend with all of these bits and pieces. So where is... there is my Officer Academy. So I can improve their learning habits. I can train an officer, but I will need to use an officer to train an officer. But it's all this sort of tactical. The combat is turn-based. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at what this is. The pirate officer's looking a bit tough, but I think we should be able to take care of the corpses. There are pirates off to the side. They will try to fuck you up. You don't want to be fucked up by the pirates. It's not a good idea. So, we can edit our ship powers. I don't know precisely what ship powers are good on this one at the moment. Currently, we have 3 ships. One is an engineering ship. No, that's not an engineering ship at all. Okay, right. What are we trying to say? I don't know. We've got Isolde. I believe that is... Yeah, that's Isolde Freehold is our engineering officer, and she is piloting an engineering ship. The engineering ship has different abilities. You can see here you can customise the abilities. Deconstruct, shock mines, flak barrages, disintegrate hull. I like that one just because it's called Disintegrate hull. Repair drones, very useful for keeping people alive. Disable countermeasures. Now, inflicting vulnerable might be quite useful. Exploits crew panic is not that useful. Exploits engines down, not that useful either. So it's plausible I will want either deconstruct or disable countermeasures, possibly instead of probably flak barrage, because I'd be dropping some stats. But I like Disintegrate Hull as specified because it's called Disintegrate Hull. So I might deal with that. Oh, the officer has a power there. Oh, no, that's interesting. Wade Dogan, my science officer, has an officer power. I did upgrade him the other day, so he now has an ablative field as part of his ship abilities. He can also have ablative armour, which would be something similar. Cauterized hull, very important. Again, heals. Upload virus, it's okay, not great. Exploits weapons disruption, exploits hull breach. Now, this is part of where you want to start fiddling around trying to get good complementing things. So this one inflicts hull breach. So if we take off the flak barrage, put on the deconstruct, if I'm correct in my understanding, yes. So what we want to do is deconstruct, inflicting hull breach, and then portal cannon, which exploits the hull breach. There's a lot of chemistry between the science officers, certainly, but primarily there's a lot of chemistry between the abilities, and the way you do really well in the combat mode is to exploit different ailments that you put on the enemy ships. It's ship-to-ship combat for the most part. There is some more to it than that. So we've also got, we've got engineering ship is Old Freehold, science vessel, Wade Dogan, and a Disakim in a tactical, I believe they're called. Tactical? Yeah, I think they're tactical ships. But these are your sort of main firepower, your sort of support ships, and kind of support plus defense. You can see the tactical ship has very little health. Science ship's not too bad, but the engineering ship, huge volumes of health. That can stay alive when everyone else dies. That's the one that can get the fuck out. So we've got Bullseye, which exploits a vulnerable. We've got Crippling, which inflicts engines down. We've got Weapons Disruption with a disabling strike. We've got Harass with sensors offline. Now, I feel like I've got a sensors offline thing. So that inflicts sabotage and exploits vulnerable. Exploits vulnerable. Exploits vulnerable. So you really need vulnerability-based stuff there, but what am I trying to find? I'm trying to figure out... No. There was one I actually wanted to look at. Vulnerable. Oh, yeah. Do I have anything that inflicts vulnerable? I don't think I do, actually. I haven't seen vulnerable at all. Oh, no, there's inflicts vulnerable. It's disable countermeasures. I must admit, I don't... As much as I probably should just admit defeat with Disintegrate Hull, because that would make for more sense. I don't want to. I want my Disintegrate their hull. Crippling Shot, always going to be quite good. Bullseye, I think, is particularly potent. So Bullseye is probably just straight decent damage. So what we'll do is we'll put Bullseye on there. Teleport explosives. Yeah! Go on, that sounds fun. That sounds glorious fun. Now, the other thing I spotted is I can rename my ships. I don't know what I want to rename them to, but I can. Okay, so little history lesson. When I played Sins of a Solar Empire, my habit for all of those ships was to call them Drakes, mostly based on the whole dragon. You know, there is a form of dragon called a Drake. I could go Wyverns, I suppose. Wyverns. Yeah, go on, let's go Wyvern. So this one... Oh no! I kind of need a apostrophe, but I can't have one. So it's going to have to be slightly grammatically incorrect and everyone's going to have to live with it. So Wyverns... We'll call this one the Wyvern's Fang because it's my primary damager. We'll call this one the Wyverns... I don't know. The Wyverns what? The Wyverns will... Don't know. I'm just going on instinct. Wyverns... Scales. Scale or scales? Scales or scales? No, we'll go scale. Wyvern scale. Scales. I think maybe scales. Because it's meant to be the defensive one. So you've got my defensive ship, the fangs for attacking, and the willpower to support people. I don't know. Back to launch. That's not necessarily what I want, but oh yes, it is actually, because I went into the customize menu, rename, remove ship. No, I don't want to remove the ship. We've done all my customizations. Can we rename? I think we can. Yes, we can. The Winged Avengers Squad. Yes. This is the Winged Avengers fleet. Wyvern scale. Well, I suppose maybe I could drop it to Wyvern. It really bugs me that I couldn't put the apostrophe in. Is it going to bug you that much? Yeah, it might do. It's not going to bug me enough to do it. So, launch fleet for now. We just set up our fleet. We launched it at the pirates. Nothing else happened in between. Because it's all about that sort of time-based thing. So, different things will happen at different times. The clock will run until something of importance crops up. We don't need to edit anything because we've already edited everything. So we engage. And we get our lovely pixel ships right now. I don't know what to do. So the ablative field is a shield, I believe. The cauterized hull heals things. The upload virus, we have to wait a couple of turns for it to warm up and does a little bit of damage and primarily inflicts sensors offline. So I think with the science vessel, we will just portal cannon. Pew! Every ship has evasive maneuvers. I rarely, if ever, use evasive maneuvers. Let us really cripple that bad boy. Engines down. And now,
Disintegrate its hull. Yes. Good. It is disintegrated.
Oh, my tactical vessel took a bit of a beating, but not enough for me to give a shit. I apply sabotage by the Beastie Boys deconstruct. That will allow me to exploit the hull breach. I believe. Which one? Exploits hull breach. So portal cannon time. And you'll see it does extra damage by using the ailment. I think to a certain extent, it can be beneficial to exploit them. It can be beneficial to leave them alone, I suppose. We can't exploit anything, but just fire the bullseye cannon. And now, disintegrate the hull. You do need to choose moves, because some moves have a cooldown period. Like this one, the portal cannon's quite nice. You can just use it. And you just click on it. Again, don't necessarily need to explain every detail of every game I play for this Advent season, but what can I say? My instinct is to make sure people understand and know what they're viewing the best I possibly can. I know my explanations leave a lot to be desired. But what you do is you can, technically, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can shortcut key on the keyboard if you so choose, or you can just click it. I frequently just click it. I just click it on and click it on the ship, click it on the enemy ship, bada bing, bada boom, you've got that done. Oh, I unlocked 2-star ship. Oh, because I think I've managed to get a fancy new star on my ship. Really? 2-star ship got you a fancy new star, did it? Oh, I'd never guessed that by myself.
Federation, you may have vaporized my subaltern, but your best
Oh, there's an officer has been promoted. Sorry, I was distracted by my notifications, my friend. Hopefully he didn't notice the fact that I was looking at my emails while I was supposed to be talking to him, but still.
But your pesky Federation's freighters will melt before my flagship's guns. That being said, I suggest a grand bargain between Kut and the Federation. Come to my position so that we may converse freely, or engage in glorious combat. The choice is yours.
Okay, so I've completed Defeat the Corpse's Fleet, and then somewhere... So, okay, right, we've got lots and lots of upgrades to do. So, Isolde Freehold. You can change their names. I don't tend to, because I kind of feel like, unless I had a distinct purpose or desire to do so, I kind of feel like you get the choice of 3 officers each time I think you build a new ship. And so it feels more natural to kind of just accept the names that are given as if they are your officers. I wouldn't name my officers, would I? Their parents would have named them. So, you know, I kind of go along that sense. Mechanic Training Level 2 greatly improves the ground combat powers available to the officer, along with a requisite upgrading attributes. Yeah, it's probably worthwhile. Quick tune-up. Oh, quick tune-up is quite good. The Kirkish Haymaker may also be quite good. So go on, let's have the quick tune-up. Although having said that, I do need to equip it to the ship, and I don't necessarily want to equip that to the ship. So mechanic training will do nicely. You can see here you can see there's ground powers, which hopefully is enough to suggest to you that there's a lot more. Oh, I can have both. Okay, ball lightning and smoke out unlocks the ramming speed. That's always quite fun. Always nice to have ramming speed. But yeah, alright, we'll upgrade that one because I might as well. And do I have any more points? No. Skill points remaining? None. The Physicist, Wade Dogan. What can you do? You can unlock your Physicist training, which is most pleasing. Unlocks the delayed recovery ground combat power and plus 5 speed to the ship this officer is assigned to. Speed on your science ships is quite useful. As I say, they are your primary support and healer. As much as the engineers can do some repairs, the cauterized hull is most useful. Because it is one of those ones where it's kind of like, oh, my ship is dying. Quickly, cauterize the hull, hope for the best. Point blank ground attack. Void camouflage. Ooh, yes, please. We'll have the cloak available. May not necessarily use the cloak immediately, but, you know. Unlocks the suicide run space combat power. No, thank you. I'm fine not having that, but we'll have... Oh, he's not got a second level available. just assumed everybody had double leveled up, but apparently not so much. So that's, you have officers. They're my officers down at the bottom there. I can go to the station bridge, ship construction. We'll have a butcher's. I'm not convinced I've got the resources, but here you go. So, tactical ships. You get the marksman and the rogue. They have slightly different stats. If you look in the stats column, hull there, 550, 450 for the marksman. But I think the marksman does more damage. Yeah, the marksman does somewhat more damage. Then we go on to engineering, and you've got the knight and the warder. So I think I went for the knight previously, but the warder is a nice-looking ship. Very nice. I don't know if the slots changed. No. It's mostly just the resistances and the stats. And then, of course, we've got the science vessels, where we've got the fancy disciple and the acolyte. And then somewhere online we have Federation shuttles. And I've never encountered Federation shuttles, so I suppose let's try building one. Federation shuttles. Federation not made for combat. Warning, you have no available officers that can command the ship. That's fine. I'm still happy to build it and see what happens. So, as you see, Federation shuttle will complete in 1 day. Which means if we pop back to the star map, we can possibly do some other things as well, actually. Let's have a look at our missions. 19 days left for that one, so it might be worthwhile. At the X-Persei sector. Do we have any obvious way of knowing where the X-Persei sector is? Oh, unless that's down there. No, not entirely sure where that is, but I suppose... think that button... there we go. So that's the X-Persei. This is the main villain of the piece. I believe, if memory serves, the game opens with the Cruel slaughtering your sort of tutorial fleet, essentially, over in this area somewhere. And then it reaches Halcyon base that, oh shit, we've lost contact with our fleet. We might have to do something about that. And then that's basically the game. It's you trying to do something about that. So what you do, click on the Cruel. You can see that Cruel Vanguard is possibly tasty. But we can... Oh, I can't because I don't have the fuel. So it's got all of these little bits and pieces, of course, where you collect fuel. Auto redirect that, please. Yes. My Starship Shuttle is ready for active duty. It needs a commanding officer. Ship management console. Okay, so I do need to train a new officer. That's something I will have to do later. I'm assuming... I don't really know... I don't know the purpose. It's just got pew pew. But yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the shuttles are based on the idea of being able to pop round and grab your resources. Because as I say, what we've got here is redirect the fleet to the Ghost Head fuel refinery, which will allow me to get 10 fuel, leave the system, and then hopefully, do I now have enough fuel? Plausibly, because I did move closer. Yes, 18 fuel to get over there. I think, if memory serves, unless this is different, I have played Halcyon 6 before, but quite some time ago. This is now the Lightspeed edition, which I think improved and upgraded a lot of stuff. So I don't know. It's plausible this has changed, but I don't think you need fuel to get back to Halcyon base. So you can just go and quickly return, please. Mysterious alien race, we desire communication with your leaders so we may know your grievance against us. On behalf of the citizens of the New Terran Federation, I demand an immediate cessation of attacks on our territory. Under the NTF Charter Section 227, I hereby brand you a deviant species. Submit to our authority or face destruction. I don't think it matters. Which one seems more commandery? I'm going to channel my inner Captain Kirk, which probably means I want to fuck it. He had a history of screwing aliens. Mysterious alien race, we desire communication. I don't really give a shit. So I think I might go rule book. I feel dirty, playing by the rule book, but then again, this one's a bit more sort of, I hereby brand you a deviant species. So even though I am using the book, I'm also having a bit of flavour to it with the whole submit to our authority or face destruction. Grank. You could try words, Very well. History will note your guttural sounds of aggression as the reason for our hostility. And duly noted, foul alien. End communication. So I could either try and continue or just duly noted, foul alien. End communication. Begin the battle. I'm fairly confident no matter what you choose there, you end up in battle because I'm The Cruel are just an endless force that keep trying to kill you, I believe. What in the world is that? A fluidic cloud. It resistance to vulnerable, I'm assuming, and I have... Oh, that's actually... Oh, that's where we're fighting, a fluidic cloud. Okay, that's fine. What do we want to do? A portal cannon on the weaker one. Try and take the weaker one out. That way, with a bit of luck, we will survive the encounter. I don't know the music well enough, so I'm trying, but it's terrible. But I find, I don't know, if you try and just wipe one out, it means I've got the numbers advantage, which gives me a bit more time to do some like fancy bits and just make decisions based on that. What I think... Oh, so Quick Tune-Up has actually equipped automatically. That's helpful. And it's not overridden a move, as I had thought it was going to. So you can see there, I've sent out the repair drones. It's going to fix that ship right up. Then we'll portal cannon that fella over there. Done a reasonable chunk of change. Let's put on... Let's teleport the explosives, because that will do damage over time.
Nope.
Or not. There's always that possibility that the answer is, no it won't. Let's take your systems offline. I've removed your sensors. I don't fully know what that means. Oh, aim -30. Yes, -30. Almost thought it was -39, which seemed a very peculiar and random figure. Although, having said that, the base hit being 103% is a bit of a random figure. Anyway, what we want to inflict the hull breach, ideally. Hull breach inflicted. Chaos cannons launched. Oh dear, I took a nasty hit from the chaos cannons, but what we will do... Oh, that's not the hull breach one. Oh well, it's still the most potent shot I've got as that guy. What I might end up wanting to do, though, because I didn't... Physician heal thyself was not a thing I did. I went instantly into the other one, but cauterized beam will do nicely. Then we'll just do a little pew-pew there. Pew-pew, Barney McGrew, cuff up, diddle and grab. This time I should be able to exploit that. That's handy. Then I should be able to inflict it again, which is oh so jolly nice, which will allow me to exploit it again. See, this is what this game is mostly about. It's balancing your ships. Now, I've got one of each ship. You can build a fleet, as you saw. You can just build a fleet of whatever you like. I went immediately to... Okay, I started with the engineering ship because I think I liked her abilities more. And then I brought in a science ship and then finally brought in a tactical ship. You can build your fleets however you wish. You can have all science. You can have all tactical, but you're going to be running the risk of never healing. Or you can do what I've done, which is just, you know, hey, one of each. It's a bit boring, but, you know, gets the job done.